925-3261.
Radio Cayman.
Send a text or voice note.
Message us at 925-3261 on WhatsApp today and get active with Radio Cayman.
Radio Cayman, the voice of the Cayman Islands.
Radio Cayman, maintaining the innovation.
You are listening to Radio Cayman, the voice of the Cayman Islands.
For the record, proudly brought to you by
Brand Source Home Gallery, inspiring luxury. Doctor's Hospital, peace of mind is important when life happens. Doctor's Hospital, always there for you. Call 949-6066. And Cayman Airways, call them on 949-2311 to book your nonstop flights to Los Angeles and Panama. And Kirk Market, experience a world of choice.
We ask our listeners and viewers to avoid any statements or comments which are abusive, derogatory, malicious, or defamatory. Do not use indecent language or make any statement that is false or misleading. Call 1-800-534-8255, 949-6990, 949-8037, or WhatsApp us on 925-3261.
Live from Radio Cayman Studio.
This is For the Record with Orrett Connor.
Hear from your government officials, independents, and the opposition on issues that matter to you.
For the Record.
Engage in an open dialogue between residents and lawmakers.
With Orrett Connor.
Informative, impartial, insightful. This is For the Record. And now, your host, Orrett Connor.
Good morning, good morning, good morning, O land of soft, fresh breezes and verdant trees, so fair. Today is Friday, the 18th day of July 2025, right here in the beautiful Cayman Islands. We do hope and we trust that everyone had a restful, peaceful, enjoyable evening. Those of you who are on our roads, we urge you to please be extremely cautious, whether you're a pedestrian, a cyclist, or if you are operating any type of motorized vehicle. Please ensure that you observe the rules of the road. Remember, the life you save may just be your own. And if you are on our roads on a motor vehicle, or even riding a motorcycle, motorized vehicle, any motorized vehicle, when it first starts to rain, you want to be extremely cautious. And why is that? The reason being that our road surfaces and our roads are more dangerous when it first starts to rain, especially after a prolonged dry spell. And why is that? It is because the initial rainfall mixes with oil, grease, and other contaminants that may have built up on the surface of our road or of the road, creating a slick, slippery layer that significantly reduces tire grip. So, again, when it first starts to rain, after a while, then that slick oil or whatever contaminants are on the road may wash away during a prolonged rain. But when it first starts to rain, it is there. It's dangerous. Also, remember that when you're driving under rainy conditions, your visibility is reduced. The road surface looks different, and depending on whether the sun may be shining while it's raining as well, you're going to get that reflection. So you have to ensure that you adjust your driving to suit the conditions under which you are driving. So that's the word for road users this morning. Those of you who are celebrating a birthday today, we want to wish you a happy birthday, or if you've celebrated one over the past few days, a happy belated birthday. And to remind you that the For the Record birthday shout-outs brought to you by Coca-Cola, who are proud to support your birthday shout-outs. Coca-Cola available across the Cayman Islands from Tortuga wholesalers. You should accept no substitutes. Taste the feeling with Coca-Cola. Those of you who have lost loved ones, again, we want to extend our sincere condolences to you. We hope and we trust that your faith will help to carry you through these extremely challenging times, and that the memories of your loved ones will be a blessing. Those of you who are ill and are either at home or at a medical facility here in the Cayman Islands or overseas, we do wish you a speedy recovery. And this morning again, if he's listening in, Mr. Joel Wilson, our colleague here at Radio Cayman, we want to give him a big shout out this morning as well. So, folks, I want to thank you for allowing Radio Cayman, and by extension, For the Record, into your homes, into your vehicles as you traverse the busy and sometimes dangerous roads of the Cayman Islands, into your places of work as well. As you know, For the Record is a show produced by the staff and management of Radio Cayman, and it is geared towards keeping you abreast of issues as they arise and play out on the local, regional, and international scene. I am your host, Orrett Connor, and you're welcome to join me every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday from 7:30 a.m. until 10 a.m. During that period of time, our phone lines are open. Our toll-free number provided courtesy of Flow, toll-free number 1-800-534-8255, also 949-8037, 949-6990, WhatsApp number 925-3261, and of course it is that beautiful radio voice of Miss Susan Watson waiting to take your calls as well. So let's look at some of the birthday shout-outs. We see that Mr. Reuben Ebanks celebrating his birthday today, 18th of July, Reuben Ebanks. And of course, those of you who know Mr. Reuben Ebanks, he is the nephew of Miss Zita Mae Borden. So happy birthday to Mr. Reuben Ebanks. And we also see yesterday Miss Pamela Rocket is celebrating her birthday today. Miss Pamela Rocket celebrating her birthday Friday the 18th, her 88th birthday. Happy birthday to Miss Pamela Rocket as well. And we're going to look through the other birthdays for the 18th. Miss Rose Eden Sanchez celebrating her birthday today. Siobhan Hides celebrating a birthday today as well. Neil Sambula celebrating a birthday today. Toby Watson celebrating a birthday today as well. We have lots of birthdays today. And to remind you that, yes, the For the Record birthday shout-out is brought to you by Coca-Cola, who are proud to support your birthday shout-outs. Coca-Cola available across the Cayman Islands from Tortuga wholesalers. You should accept no substitutes. Taste the feeling with Coca-Cola. I see where a Minister Jabez also celebrating a birthday. Not sure whether or not. Oh, he's a singer. I was going to ask him, is he local or not? Which congregation he leads? But I'm told he's a singer. So yes. Okay, very good. I normally don't post things on. Very rarely do I post anything on social media platforms, especially WhatsApp groups as well. But I took the opportunity to send something out this morning, and I thought it was extremely important since we are actually selling, the Seafarers Registry, has been launched and encouraging people to register. And I'm going to just share a few more birthdays for the weekend as well, and then I will share with you something in relation to our seafaring history. So Brian Arnie Barnes, he's celebrating a birthday tomorrow. Happy birthday when it comes. Ron Haynes also celebrating a birthday tomorrow. Hopeton Lindo, celebrating a birthday tomorrow. Miss Velma Power Hewitt will celebrate hers on Sunday, the 20th of July. Mr. Randy Smith also celebrating on the 20th of July, and Norma Jackson Ebanks also celebrating on her birthday on the 20th of July as well. So, folks, I did share on a few chat groups a photograph from the Trade Winds newspaper which was published on the 28th of July, 1966. And of course, we hear stories, about our seafaring history and the national bulk carriers and all of the other ships, and how it was always very exciting when those ships were crossing near to the Cayman Islands for them to come. They rarely anchored, always basically kept moving very slowly. And bearing in mind that those days in the 60s, in the 50s, we didn't have the type of vessels like we have these days, the huge yachts and the cabin cruisers and stuff like that. You had the smaller skiffs that would then go out to these vessels. So in the July 1966 Trade Winds newspaper, there's a photograph, and the caption speaks to, shown above is the MV Julius H. Barnes. So any of you seafarers out there, you seamen, may remember that vessel, or some of you may have sailed on it. If you did, contact us and let us know about your story. So it goes on to say, the Julius H. Barnes, a vessel well known to Cayman, anchored in Georgetown. Just bear with me, folks, trying to get something off the screen. Anchored in Georgetown Harbor Monday while picking up additional crew. She is of Bahamian registry, 1,848 tons with a draft of 14 feet. And this is the part that's important, very significant. Her master is Captain Felton S. Dixon of Bosun Bay, Grand Cayman, and she carries several other Caymanians as crew as well. So I shared this out there for those persons who may be related to the late Captain Felton S. Dixon of Bosun Bay as well. Now, some of you may say, Dixon in Bosun Bay, very unusual surname for West Bay. I can't comment on that, can't say. But any of you who may know something about Captain Felton S. Dixon, it would be great if you could share that with us. And of course, if his name has been placed on the Seafarers Registry, then this is an opportunity for you to take that photograph and that article and put it up along with his other details as well. So I just wanted to share that with you. With that, we're going to take a commercial break, folks. Please stay tuned for the record. We'll be back shortly.
The Cayman Islands boasts of a long, colorful, and rich history. In tribute to our roots, Radio Cayman, the voice of the Cayman Islands, is pleased to bring you the Historical Vignette Series, brought to you by Rotary Central. For more than 110 years, Rotary members have used their passion, energy, and intelligence to take action on sustainable projects. The Cayman Islands, He hath founded it upon the seas.
Sherman Erdis Ebank, Certificate of Honor, 1915 through 1995. Captain Erdis was a pioneer in the charter fishing and diving industry, for which he received the Queen's Certificate and Badge of Honor in 1991. He introduced the sport of boxing to the Cayman Islands, for which he received recognition from the Ministry of Sports, Youth Affairs, and Culture. He was a pioneer in the taxi service and in Jeep rental. He served in the Royal Cayman Islands Police Force for 10 years. During that time, the Home Guard was established, and he served there as well, keeping watch at the lighthouses during World War II. He was married to Phyllis R. Ebanks, and the couple had 4 children.
Radio Cayman's Historical Vignettes was brought to you by Rotary Central. For more than 110 years, Rotary members have used their passion, energy, and intelligence to take action on sustainable projects.
Since 1993, Rotary Central has worked diligently each year to provide quality bus shelters to our community. A traveling convenience to our school children, the elderly, young people going to work, guest workers, and visitors using the public bus. We, Rotary Central, help you, our advertisers, make it happen. Your marketing dollar travels a far way. Positioning your message, your product, your services, your presence in over 83 bus shelters. Every dollar you spend, every advert you place helps to build another bus shelter, providing modest comfort for Cayman travelers. Reserve space now on the only billboard medium in the Cayman Islands. Email rotaryshelters@gmail.com. rotaryshelters@gmail.com. The Bus Shelters, a partner in community convenience. Another inspiration program by Rotary Central Cayman Islands.
My mom's a superhero. She always knows what to do when I feel icky. Yesterday, we went to West Bay Pharmacy, and they had everything she needed. Medicine, my favorite band-aids with dinosaurs, and even flavored vitamins. Mom says they keep our family healthy. I think they're magic. But don't tell anyone. I think superhero shop at West Bay Pharmacy. West Bay Pharmacy, where the superheroes shop. West Bay Pharmacy and Centennial Towers. Convenient quality care is just around the corner.
Can you imagine your home completely organized? At Brand Source Custom Closets, we can. We specialize in designing and building custom closets and storage units for any room in your home, including the garage. With tailored designs and custom LED lighting solutions to fit your lifestyle and budget. Our custom closets expert is committed to enhancing the value of your home with a solution that is uniquely yours. Visit our showroom or call 623-6774 to schedule a no-obligation appointment with our design expert. Brand Source Custom Closets, 209 Dorsey Drive, Industrial Park.
Looking for fresh, healthy food that's full of flavor? Then you've got to visit Kirk Market. Our dishes are made with fresh, high-quality ingredients. Enjoy vibrant mixed greens or satisfying pasta salads. Or try one of our delicious grill options like blackened chicken, spicy beef steak, or grilled salmon. Looking for something light and flavorful? We've got sushi rolls and poke bowls prepared daily. And don't forget to explore a hot bar or Billy Fresh salad at the salad bar. Stop by Kirk Market today for breakfast, lunch, or dinner and taste the difference. Eat well, live well with Kirk Market.
She hear clunk and her car stop. I was just about to send her some money, so I send it straight to her JN Money Transfer card. It cost me less, and perhaps she use the card, pay the garage right away. She'll get discount through the JN Rewards program in Jamaica. This card make things easy. You can even get funds at any multi-link ATM.
JN Money Transfer Card. Fast, affordable, convenient. Tell your loved ones in Jamaica about it. Sign up is free.
This summer, happiness is better when you share it. Coca-Cola invites you to share a Coke with someone special. Grab an ice-cold Coke and find a name. Maybe theirs, maybe yours, maybe a surprise. Because nothing says you matter like sharing a smile and a Coke. So who will you share a Coke with today? Find your name, find your friends, and share a Coke. Available now. Stores island-wide.
This is For the Record.
Good morning and welcome back to For the Record. We have a caller. We have about 10 minutes before we go to our 8 o'clock news. I want to share very quickly. Someone else has asked us to send birthday greetings that are taking place, birthdays that are coming up on the 20th of July, 2025. Mr. Langley Powery, Miss Velma Hewitt, that we mentioned earlier, Sasha Rankin, Justin Miller, Jeremy Archer, and Avani Ebanks, all celebrating birthdays, and happy birthday to them when Sunday arrives as well. Very quickly again, I'm going to coming to the caller. Two callers. This person says very quickly, Captain Felton Dixon has 4 beautiful daughters, Peaches, Debbie, Sandra, and Yolanda. They lived in Carrollwood, Tampa. And the person says that they attended their first football game with Captain Felton and his daughter Peaches in Tampa Stadium. Rowdies versus the Cosmos in 1983. Let's grab our first caller. We want to accommodate both callers before 8 o'clock. Caller, good morning. Welcome to For the Record.
Yeah, we'll see. How are you today?
Good morning. I'm fine. How are you?
Yeah, man. Talking about CD National Book, I remember one time we were coming from Venezuela, going to Mobile, or coming from Mobile, going to Venezuela. And I remember the captain, when we got off of South Sound, Captain McCullough said to us, he said, myself and Fuller from West, they call him, he's raking the Ralston, but they call him Fuller.
Mm-hmm.
He was to the wheel, and I was down and look out, and Captain McCullough came and said, okay, I see South Sound, if you want to drop her down where they call Reed Bay, Hochstein Bay, you can drop her there, because he said, now be careful. Now we were loaded, OT going on, and we stopped right, where we slowed down really slow there when we got there by way. Right now we just selling the fish right up there, and boat came out there to us. I remember Mr. Tidaloo was on there, and Mr. Alfred Heights, and Mr. Arthur Arch, and myself, and Willard Corner. Oh, Lord, that boat, the Koala, she was a lone Caymanian. The only one that wasn't Caymanian on her was the captain, but he loved all the Caymanians. And we slowed right down, and all he was saying, he said, I'm going to lay down. So, Shalette, you and Fuller, if you run her ashore, well, you're home. But I got a long way to go. I think we're from Ireland, but somewhere about. And the boat came out to us and brought us some turtle meat and breadfruits and stuff. Right there, I remember, it was one of them was a government boat, and the other one was several of them other boys there. But, when we were sailing, we passed there lots of times,
Yeah.
Passed there lots of times, but they were days to remember, man.
Okay.
We had also Rudy that is passed on. God bless his soul. I mean, he knew everything on that ship, Mr. Louis E. Banks, he was down in engine room, and it was something. Lone Caymanians was on that ship, OC.
Good to know. Thank you very much. We're going to try to grab as many callers. I am made to understand we have about 4. I'm not sure that we'll get all before 8 o'clock. Next caller, good morning. Welcome to For the Record.
Are you back?
Good morning, caller. Good morning.
Good morning, OC.
Hey, morning.
Yeah. On Captain Dixon.
Mm-hmm.
Captain Dixon ended up in Ocean Bay because he was married to Rivers.
Okay.
He was married to Alice Rivers, right?
Okay.
And he had 3 daughters, Lita, Debbie, and Sandy. And then, I'm not sure how this went, but he had another daughter named Yolanda.
Yes. Your
Rivers.
Uh-huh.
I don't know whether that was 2 sisters. You know, sometimes when you're married to one sister and one passed away, you end up with one sister.
Mm-hmm.
So he ended up also having a daughter by the name of Caroline Yolanda. And then he was originally
from Cayman Brac, Spot Bay. I'm told one of our listeners sent me something saying that he was from Spot Bay, Cayman Brac.
On Spot Bay to Ala Dixon and Florinda Jervis.
Okay.
But they both came out of East End. They I think Florinda Jervis' mother might have been a McLaughlin. And then he also had 4 siblings. Captain had 4 siblings. I got the names of those somewhere.
Okay.
But yeah. So Captain Dixon, born in Spot Bay, but came out of Cayman Brac by parents and grandparents.
Got you. Thanks for providing that information as well. That helps along the way. Put it up on the chat. Let's grab another caller. Caller, good morning. Welcome to For the Record.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
In relation to what you were speaking of earlier about dangerous roads in Cayman Islands.
Right.
I'm in disagreement.
Okay.
The roads are not dangerous.
They aren't? The people are.
If you look at page 12 of the road code of the Cayman Islands, it explains that skidding is caused by driver's error. I don't know if you have a copy of the road code.
Not in front of me.
Okay. But skidding is caused by driver's error.
So when you say that you disagree with me that the roads aren't dangerous, explain to me what do you mean by that?
When a car skids caused by something that driver did.
Yeah, but skidding that's not the only thing that makes a road dangerous.
Okay. What makes it dangerous? You explain to me what makes it dangerous then.
There could be a combination of things. People being careless on the roads, for whatever reason. People speeding, exceeding the speed limit could make the roads dangerous. People, moving from lane to lane. I see some vehicles on a 3-lane road starting in one lane and ending up all the way over in the extreme in one full swoop, just moving straight across. This morning, I was specifically talking about the weather and the wet road. So if, but there are many things that make a road dangerous.
Good. So it's not the road that's dangerous, it's the drivers.
Okay. I guess it's a matter of semantics.
So if the drivers use the road,
Yep. Okay. Got you. Thank you very much. Let's grab one more caller. We have about a minute and a half. Caller, good morning. Welcome to For the Record.
Good morning, Mr. Connor.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm hoping you're having a good weekend.
Thank you.
I was just calling, listening to you. I heard that you were talking about the Julius H. Barnes.
Yes.
Well, I know that Graham corrected me before because I know his mouth is bigger than mine. And I know that Captain Felton Dixon really was from Cayman Brac.
Mm-hmm.
And he was married to Miss Andeline Rivers' daughter, or Miss and they were from West Bay.
Mm-hmm.
My dad, Clifton Borden, better known as CB, the late Clifton Borden, was a chief engineer on that Julius H. Barnes ship.
Okay.
And it anchored here in July 1962, 66.
66.
So I was just trying to get that in before Graham, but at least he is much older than me. He's way, way older than me. So I know he knows a lot more than me.
Okay, and I don't know if you saw a copy of the article from the Trade Winds newspaper. I circulated it on 2 chat groups, so maybe someone can forward it on to you.
No, I haven't. But anyway, I will try to see if I can, get a copy or something.
Okay. If not, just send our WhatsApp number is 925-3261. Send your phone number for me. I'll save it in WhatsApp, and then I'll forward it to you.
Okay, thank you very much.
You're most welcome. Folks,
Shopping just got smart.
We've reached that time of the morning, our 8 o'clock news. Please stay tuned for the record. We'll be back immediately after the 8 o'clock news, and I don't believe we have any guests scheduled this morning, so the phone lines will be open.
Thank you, Mr. Connor. And studio time now by Foster's is 8 o'clock.
Shopping just got smarter at Foster's thanks to our brand new smart shelves. We've upgraded our shelf tags to a digital system that provides clear, accurate pricing, all updated in real time for better decisions. If you spot a black tag, that means the price dropped just for you. It's faster, it's more reliable, and it's all designed to make your shopping smoother. Smart shelves, smarter shopping. Only at Foster's. Better because we care.
1976.
Covering Grand Cayman, no Cayman, Cayman right. One small step for man, one giant leap for mankind.
Radio Cayman in the Cayman Islands.
The 8 a.m. news is brought to you by ValueMed Pharmacy. Save time and order your prescription refills online at value-medpharmacy.com. VALU-medpharmacy.com.
For today's biggest news.
Radio Cayman, the voice of the Cayman Islands.
I'm April Cummings with your latest news. Government transparency and oversight were in focus this week as Premier Andre Ebanks convened a high-level meeting with several key commissions. CIGTV's Liz Charles has more.
The Honorable Premier Andre Ebanks convened his first meeting with representatives from the Commission for Standards in Public Life, the Human Rights Commission, and the Constitutional Commission to discuss areas for further progress in Cayman's governance. The Premier, who consults or rather advises the Governor on appointments to various constitutional commissions, committees, and councils, expressed enthusiasm for the event and reaffirmed his commitment to maintaining collaborative relationships with the oversight bodies.
Great pleasure to meet with the Constitutional Commission and also the Human Rights Commission to talk about current issues and, most importantly, how we keep lines of communication open and dialogue so that we can resolve things in the community and make our country stronger.
Perspective from the Human Rights Constitution barrister Nicholas Dixie signaled cautious optimism following the meeting, particularly regarding the outlook for mental health and well-being initiatives in addition to the prison system.
We were very, very pleased to have the opportunity to talk about many of the concerns that we have, in particular the mental health crisis in our prisons at the moment, and also the concerns we have in relation to the spouses of asylum seekers and their ability to work.
Chairman of the Constitutional Council, Lemuel Hurlston, was particularly impressed with the meeting's candor.
It was a very frank and useful discussion, and we look forward to having more of these in the future.
Observers describe the meeting as a constructive first step, anticipating that regular communication and incremental progress will play key roles as the government and the oversight bodies continue to collaborate.
CIGTV's Liz Charles reporting. To the courts now, where the trial of Adriana Lobo resumes today in Grand Court. She is facing 7 charges related to aiding Cuban migrants' 2022 escape from a Customs and Border Control facility. Testimony continued yesterday from a CBC officer. Ms. Lobo has not yet taken the stand, and Radio Cayman reporter Jevi Ebanks says it is still uncertain whether she will testify in her defense as the Crown's case moves forward. That is your local news at this hour. I'm April Cummings. Now to the BBC for stories making headlines around the world.
BBC World News, I'm Tom Dewsbury. The European Union's agreed further sanctions against Russia over its war against Ukraine, further targeting its financial and energy sectors. The price cap on Russian crude oil will be slashed to just over $47 per barrel. President Zelensky's hailed the new sanctions as essential and timely. Chancellor Merz of Germany has told the BBC that Russia constitutes a threat to Europe extending far beyond Ukraine. He told the BBC that European countries must be able to defend themselves and could no longer be what he called free riders on American defence. Brazil's President Lula da Silva has accused Donald Trump of unacceptable blackmail with his threats of harsh tariffs. Mr. Trump last week threatened Brazil with 50% tariffs and called for an end to the trial of his ally, the right-wing former president Jair Bolsonaro. China has issued a safety warning to its students in the Philippines amid tensions over the country's disputed claims to the South China Sea. China's education ministry advised students that the Philippines had seen a public security breakdown. Israel says it'll allow Syrian security forces to deploy in southern Syria for the next 2 days, citing ongoing unrest in the province of Sueda. The International Criminal Court has confirmed that a wanted Libyan war crime suspect's been arrested in Germany. Khalud Mohammed Ali al-Hishri, commonly known as al-Bouti, is accused of being in charge of a notorious prison for 5 years on behalf of a powerful Salafist militia based in Tripoli. A deportation flight left Germany carrying 81 Afghans with criminal convictions. The German Interior Minister, Alexander Dobrindt, said those on board included some of the most serious criminals. And dozens of schools in India have received bomb threats, prompting evacuations and police searches. More than 20 schools in the capital Delhi and another 40 in the city of Bangalore received emails saying explosive devices had been placed in black plastic bags in school classrooms. BBC News.
The 8 a.m. news is brought to you by ValueMed Pharmacy. Save time and order your prescription refills online at value-medpharmacy.com. VALU-medpharmacy.com.
Now, more than ever, supporting your immune system is crucial to helping your body fight off illnesses like the common cold, the flu, and COVID-19. At ValueMed Pharmacy on Walkers Road and in Borden, we carry all the essential vitamins and minerals to help support your immune system and improve your overall health. Some of our top immunity support picks are vitamin C, vitamin D, zinc, elderberry, and quercetin, or the popular 7-in-1 immunity support. Our pharmacists are always on hand to help guide you and answer any questions. Visit ValueMed Pharmacy on Walkers Road or Borden Town. Live happy, live healthy with ValueMed Pharmacy.
Stay in touch with Radio Cayman with the latest up-to-date, accurate news and information. For your convenience, the headline news will be repeated on our sister station, Breeze 105.3 FM, weekdays at 8:30 a.m. Follow Radio Cayman on social media, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, or download the Radio Cayman app in the App Store or log on to www.radiocayman.gov.ky and stay connected to what's happening in the community. Radio Cayman, your voice, your choice, your radio.
Coca-Cola available across the Cayman Islands from Tortuga wholesalers. Accept no substitutes. Taste the feeling with Coca-Cola.
The 8 a.m. weather update brought to you by CG Britcade, where people come first.
Good morning. Let's take a look at the latest weather report. Current temperature is 86 degrees. Relative humidity is 79%. The barometric pressure, 30.00 inches and rising. The wind is out of the east-northeast at 8 knots. Overnight low was 84. Synopsis indicate a tropical wave just west of Jamaica is expected to move across the western Caribbean through this morning, bringing an increased chance of cloudiness and showers through this afternoon. From later today, a light plume of Saharan dust will progressively invade the region for a time before gradually subsiding on Saturday morning. Radar imagery shows some showers in and around the Cayman area, moving westward. Now the forecast for the Cayman Islands for today, calling for partly cloudy skies with a 40% chance of showers and possible thunder, and temperatures will be in the low 90s with a heat index near 106 degrees Fahrenheit. Your winds will be east to southeast at 10 to 15 knots with higher gusts. Seas will be moderate with wave heights of 3 to 5 feet. Tonight, mainly clear skies with a 30% chance of late night showers and temperatures falling near the low to mid 80s tonight Your winds will be east to northeast at 5 to 10 knots, and seas will be moderate with wave heights of 3 to 5 feet as well. Today's low tide will occur this morning at 5 minutes past 10, high tide this evening at 5:22, and a low tide again tonight at 11:24. The sun will set this evening at 5 minutes past 7 and will rise tomorrow morning at 5:58. And the outlook is calling for isolated showers around the area from Saturday morning as residual moisture lingers across the northwest Caribbean. And that's the very latest on your weather report.
If you have an objection to this marriage, speak now or forever hold your...
Don't do it, Tevin! I still love you. I have since the day we stole your mom's car and got matching dolphin tattoos.
Oh, Lordy. Janelle? From spring break 08?
Yes, it's me.
Janelle, you've got to move on.
We're like the wedding guest that doesn't ruin the ceremony. CG Brit K. Good like that.
The 8 a.m. weather update brought to you by
CG Brit K, where people come first.
Water Authority Cayman wishes to advise its customers of roadworks in Cayman Brac that will take place from Wednesday, July 23rd to Friday, July 25th. The work, which will be conducted overnight, is being undertaken to upgrade the water supply infrastructure and support ongoing leak detection efforts in the area. There will be some traffic disruptions and temporary service interruptions to customers in the area during the work. On Wednesday, July 23rd, works will take place at the intersection of Cross Road and Weston Road from midnight to 6 a.m. Customers in the following areas will experience an interruption of service during this period. All customers on the northern side of Cayman Brac, as well as a portion of Cross Road between the Water Authority's West End Waterworks and Weston Road. On Thursday, July 24th, works will take place at the intersection of Cross Road and Jared Smith Avenue from midnight till 6 a.m. Customers in the following areas will experience an interruption of service during this period. All customers on the southern side of Cayman Brac, a portion of Cross Road between the junction of Jared Smith Avenue and the Water Authority's West End Waterworks, Jared Smith Avenue, including all side roads, and South Side Road West. On Friday, July 25th, works will take place at the intersection of Dennis Foster Road and Terrace Drive from midnight till 6 a.m. Customers in the following area will experience an interruption of service during this period. All customers on the northern side of Cayman Brac, east of Colonel Street. The motoring public is asked to exercise caution while driving in the area, as our crew will be actively working on the road during this time, and follow all traffic management signs. The Water Authority apologizes for any inconvenience this may cause and appreciates the public's understanding. The traffic report is brought to you by Subway. Enjoy a delicious start to your day with breakfast from Subway.
Top of the morning to you, and let's check in with traffic, see what's happening on the roads. Coming from the east on Shamrock Road, further up, traffic moving on moderately, further down Little Stadio traffic as you approach the Linford Pearson Highway. Steady traffic coming from the east on Cool Road, heading to Georgetown, and eastbound traffic on Cool Road is moving on pretty good. Coming off of Bobby Thompson Way, steady traffic continuing on to Huldah Avenue. Downtown Georgetown not looking too bad as traffic flowing nicely on Edward Street. Out of Georgetown on Shedden Road, flowing moderately. Owen Roberts Drive, traffic is moderate in both directions and coming from the West Bay 4-way stop as well. On the Linford Pearson Highway, on the Esterly Tibbetts Highway, traffic is coming off of there moderately and continuing on to Northtown Road as well as Industrial Park area. If you've seen any accidents or incidents, let us know by calling us at 949-6990. On the West Bay Road in front of the Ritz, traffic is moving along at a good pace in both directions. That's the very latest on your traffic. Join us again at about 10 minutes past 12. We'll give you another look at traffic. Have a good morning and drive safe.
There's something new at Subway. Indulge your taste buds with our new barbecue pork rib sandwich tender. Smoky pork ribs smothered in sweet and tangy barbecue sauce, built just the way you like it. It's bold, rich, and seriously satisfying. But hurry, it's here for a limited time only. Order now on the Subway Cayman Islands app for quick in-store pickup or get it delivered with Bento or Let's Eat. The all-new barbecue pork rib sandwich, only at Subway. Subway, eat fresh. Yummy.
The traffic report is brought to you by Subway. Enjoy a delicious start to your day with breakfast from Subway.
Since 1993, Rotary Central has worked diligently each year to provide quality bus shelters to our community. A traveling convenience to our school children, the elderly, young people going to work, guest workers, and visitors using the public bus. We, Rotary Central, help you, our advertisers, make it happen. Your marketing dollar travels a far way. Positioning your message, your product, your services, your presence in over 83 bus shelters. Every dollar you spend, every advert you place helps to build another bus shelter, providing modest comfort for Cayman travelers. Reserve space now on the only billboard medium in the Cayman Islands. Email rotaryshelters@gmail.com. rotaryshelters@gmail.com. The Bus Shelters, a partner in community convenience. Another inspiration program by Rotary Central Cayman Islands.
For the Record with Orrett Connor.
Good morning and welcome back to For the Record. No guests in the studio, so the phone lines will be open. They are open, actually. Our toll-free number, which has been provided courtesy of Flo. That number is 1-800-534-8255. Other numbers are 949-8037, 949-6990, or WhatsApp number 925-3261. So let's look at some of the other news that took place during the week. 16th of July, 2 days ago, there was a press statement issued by the Health Services Authority addressing an issue. And I'll read it first. And of course, one of the rhetorical questions that is already being asked, while certainly being appreciative of the fact that the move was made, if the question is, if this could be done now, why couldn't it have been done before? Why wait until a situation arises before something is done? Why be reactive when there are opportunities to be proactive? So here, Health Services Authority announced that they have implemented an immediate solution to enhance the safety and care of adolescents requiring inpatient mental health services. With effect from the 16th of July 2025, a dedicated adolescent behavioral health inpatient wing has been established adjacent to the existing inpatient facility. This newly designated three-bedded space, had a little mishap with the iPad and the cup with the tea. We'll get it sorted out soon. So, says this newly designated three-bedded space has been structurally separated and includes 1, an independent access point separate from the adult inpatient behavioral health facility, 2, dedicated dining and recreational area, 3, private bathroom facilities, 4, 24/7 CCTV monitoring for enhanced safety. The press release continues, this interim measure allows us to provide age-appropriate care to adolescents in a safe and secure environment while permanent infrastructure solutions are being finalized. The need for adolescent mental inpatient beds has increased consistently over the years. By separating the units, we have restructured our existing space to better meet the needs of all patients without reducing the overall quality of care. The adult patient unit now accommodates up to 8 patients, and the adolescent unit can support up to 3. Currently, 2 adolescent patients are receiving care in the newly established wing. They are supported by HSA's team of trained mental health nurses, clinicians, and social workers who continue to provide specialized and therapeutic support and supervision. It ends by saying we thank our staff, patients, and the public for their continued support as we work to strengthen and expand our mental health services to better serve our community. So, that was the announcement that was made on the 16th of July. I'm not going to get into the weeds about the issue because I am not well informed about it. And I am sure that there's probably an ongoing investigation that is taking place as well. But I would say this much, that it is better to be proactive than to be reactive. And it is also good practice to listen when people say something is wrong. Don't regard complaints as persons being negative. Sometimes we in certain positions, like the saying goes, you can't see the forest for the trees. Those who are a little distance away from things sometimes get a better view, get a better understanding as well. So while we may dismiss people and say, oh, they don't know what they're talking about, sometimes it is worth it to just listen. Just listen in case there is something that you can learn from it. So it is important to see and gratifying to see that the Health Services Authority, they have now, and it seems as if they acted fairly quickly, because they said that they have implemented an immediate solution to enhance the safety and care of adolescents requiring inpatient mental health care. Immediate solution. So that means if they were immediate, the solutions were there all along, just that no one decided to implement them. No one thought that it was urgent enough to do so. And at the end of the day, again, we shouldn't dwell over that. The mere fact that it has happened now, whether or not some irreparable damage has already been done, like I said, that's for another discussion and by experts, not by me. But I'm just sharing with you mere fact that immediate solutions have been implemented to ensure and enhance the safety and care of adolescents who require inpatient mental health services at the Health Services Authority. And extremely thankful that that has been done. Earlier this morning, you heard on Radio Cayman's news the fact that the Cayman Islands National Weather Service and Hazard Management Cayman Islands, that they have closely monitored the development of the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration, known as NOAA's Hazard Service Technology, which recently culminated in the creation of storm surge inundation maps for the Cayman Islands. And just to let you know that we will have a discussion on this with the relevant government entities right here on For the Record, God's willing, on Monday morning. So we welcome you to join us at that time with that discussion. Many of you would be familiar with what has taken place in the United States as far as flooding is concerned. We see it now happening in New Mexico. We see flash floods even in New York City, as well as New Jersey. And of course, New Jersey is has more rural communities than does New York. And also you have the rivers in New Jersey as well, and we see lots of flooding taking place there. Of course, the most prominent in the news, what has occurred in Texas with the loss of over 200 lives. Those of you who like to watch the news and watch the various television stations, notice how the life cycle, of that devastation over there, how all of a sudden the focus has changed. You're not hearing much more about it, whether or not that has to do with the news services themselves, or also whether the local authorities in that Texas county or community, whether or not they just wanted things to be dialed down so that the attention is not so focused on them, and also at the same time gives them the ability to really get on with the search and recovery process rather than being in the camera lens at all times. But so that flood mapping ability for the Cayman Islands, that is extremely, extremely important, because as our topography in the Cayman Islands, our land is constantly being altered by quarrying and digging, as well as elevating land that was low-lying, and by elevating that land, creating issues for others as far as flooding is concerned. I'm sure that the landscape in the Cayman Islands continues to change rapidly as we continue to develop rapidly in the Cayman Islands. When I say develop, I'm talking about infrastructure, physical development as well. So let's see what some of our listeners have been talking about. This person wanted to express their opinion about the fact that it is disheartening to hear that a Canadian businessman who killed a man who was on an electric bike in a hit and run was sentenced to only 14 months. Person says he also had 3 previous speeding violations. How can this be? And how do the judges sleep at night? Is a person's life only worth that much? We'd have to look at the court case itself to see whether or not there were any mitigating factors, or whether or not this person just had a good lawyer who could argue his case when, as far as the sentencing phase is concerned. I also know that persons have been inquiring as to whether or not the sentence makes this individual a deported person as well. And I'll look up some of the legislation in relation to that. I know that under certain circumstances, a person who has been sentenced to a term of imprisonment exceeding 12 months is deemed to be a prohibited immigrant, automatically deemed to be a prohibited immigrant if they're non-Caymanian. So we would have to look at that to see precisely what the situation is. Let's see if I can share one more before we go to our commercial break. This person says, they're expressing my sentiments or my rhetorical question. Why didn't the HSA do all of that before the scandal? Where were the nurses that were supposed to be overseeing those patients? Not good. And and we see that they have installed CCTV cameras immediately as well to monitor the situation. With that, folks, we're going to take a commercial break. Please stay tuned for the record. We'll be back shortly.
Did you know that Doctors Hospital provides urgent care services 24 hours a day, 7 days a week? And Doctors Hospital's urgent care physicians have access to the most advanced MRI and CT imaging in the Caribbean, providing reliable diagnostics when you need it most. When you need quality urgent care for an illness or injury, Doctors Hospital is here for you 24/7. Whether it's a migraine, chest or abdominal pain, shortness of breath, broken bones, or another urgent need, Doctors Hospital at the top of Walker's Road. Urgent care right now.
This summer, choose from 10 international destinations for your vacation with Cayman Airways. Explore New York, discover Denver, roam Los Angeles, play in Tampa, shop in Miami, tour Panama, uncover Havana, hike in La Ceiba, jam in Kingston, or relax in Montego Bay. Connecting flights are also available from the sister islands. Cayman Airways offers more international non-stop flights to and from the Cayman Islands than any other airline, and the lowest rates for checked bags. Book today at CaymanAirways.com, download our new mobile app, or call Cayman Airways reservations on 949-2311. Come fly with us and relax with your uniquely Caymanian airline.
Your dream home starts with a vision, and often inspiration is at the heart of that vision. Brand Source Home Gallery's in-house designers are here to help bring your vision to life. Whether you're remodeling or building a new home, Brand Source Home Gallery is your one-stop solution. Explore their kitchen cabinets, sinks, faucets, bath fixtures, tubs, vanities, and more. Let Brand Source's designers help and inspire you with your next project. Call 623-5000 and schedule an appointment with a design expert at Brand Source Home Gallery, Dorsey Drive, Industrial Park, serving Cayman for 50 years.
Did you know that you can send money transfers to financial institutions anywhere in Jamaica with JN Money?
You mean I can send money straight to my account and cut out the middleman?
Yes, that's exactly what I mean. You send your own money to your own account, giving you peace of mind that the money is in your account.
JN Money Transfers to Financial Institution is another convenient service offered by JN Money. You can have this done from any JN Money location. Deposit your money straight to your account without the hassle of asking someone to do it for you. JN Money Transfers to Financial Institutions, making life easier.
This is For the Record.
Good morning and welcome back to For the Record. No guests in the studio. Phone lines are open. Meanwhile, we have several WhatsApp messages. This is another birthday one as well. And I think I shared part of this on, some names before, but we will do them again. This person wanted to send belated birthday greetings to Miss Gwyneth Forbes, Mr. Bunny Miles, also to their son, Shane McFeel, their nephew, Steve Sims, Miss Rose Miles, Hyacinth Seymour, and husband Benjamin Seymour, Miss Ellen Pugero, Miss Pamela Rocket, all in July. This is coming from Miss Ruth James. Also to her daughter, Vernicia McFeel Parchment, whose birthday is tomorrow, Saturday the 19th. And again, these birthday greetings are coming from Miss Ruth James and family, sending God's richest blessings to you all. Okay, that's that one. I think I have some more. Okay, this person had, again, some negative reactions to the Health Services Authority in terms of their reaction rather than pro-action in relation to the mental health care and the separation. And these are all voice notes, it appears. Okay. These Ms. Susan, there's some a voice note that just came in, but it has to do with contestants' voice notes for tomorrow's motorcade, which is probably something different. Yes. So let's look at some of the articles, and this is extremely important. And we did get some feedback from some of our callers during the week in relation to this. And one caller actually, they couldn't remember the court case, but they referred to it that there was a court ruling sometime when some persons were taken to court and the prosecution was unsuccessful because of the judge's concerns. So the Cayman Compass has an article. This is written by Mr. Simon Boxall. The difficulties in banning non-Caymanians from fishing. I would say there are perceived difficulties because when we look and when I share this article with you, one of the questions that I have is, was this in any way challenged by our prosecutors? Did they seek to appeal it? Because judges are there to interpret legislation. But if they interpret it incorrectly, that is why you have an appeals process, then you go to a higher authority to find out, for them to determine whether or not the decision was correct. And if that authority, depending on what that authority, that other higher authority determines, you have the ability to take it even further. And even further than that authority, all the way up to the Privy Council. When it comes to constitutional issues, it is extremely, extremely, extremely important that we get clarity on it. It shouldn't be left dangling. So let me share the article and then hopefully we'll get some feedback from some. So in the article, the journalist writes, Minister for Environment and Sustainability Catherine Ebanks-Wilkes appeared on Talk Today radio show on the 16th of July 2025 to further explain government's intention to draft regulations banning non-Caymanians from the ability to legally take fish in the Cayman Islands. Residents as a whole are just concerned that there is too much take, said Wilkes. This is what the article says now. This is not the first time the government has moved to restrict or require licenses for non-Caymanians taking marine life in Cayman waters, but implementing and enforcing a ban has proved challenging in the past. Again, the article. In 2003, right, a revision of the marine conservation law made it an offense for anyone on a work permit who didn't possess Caymanian status to take fish without a monthly or annual license issued by the Marine Conservation Board. A 2007 revision of the Marine Conservation Law saw the licensing requirement for non-Caymanians remain with a cost of $150 per month or $400 per year. However, in a 2010 court case, so bear in mind now that the amendments to the Marine Conservation Law, they took place in 2003, and then a revision took place in 2007. Our Constitution order with a Bill of Rights took place in 2009, but we have to look at the Bill of Rights section because the Bill of Rights did not come into effect, and I can do some research on that during one of the commercial breaks, did not come into effect immediately. I have to read the conditions on that. Anyway, let me share the rest of the article because before I give away any more in relation to it. So the article says that, however, in a 2010 court case in which 4 people were accused of fishing without a license, then Chief Magistrate Ramsey Hale, now Cayman's Chief Justice, expressed concern that a law applicable to only one section of the population was discriminatory and potentially in breach of the Cayman Islands Constitution, which came into effect in 2009 and could also be considered to conflict with the Bill of Rights that at the time was due to come into effect in 2012. So, okay, I don't even have to do any more research because this article speaks about the fact that the Bill of Rights aspect to it would not come into effect until 2012. But here, two years prior to that, we have a magistrate, chief magistrate, expressing the view that expressed concern that a law applicable to only one section of the population was discriminatory and potentially in breach of the Cayman Constitution, which came into effect. Well, the Constitution, but that particular part of the Constitution didn't come into effect until 2012. So there's, to me, the question, and there's the opening. The article then says the licensing provision was later repealed with the passing of the National Conservation Act in 2013. So we had a National Conservation Act in 2013, but of course these proceedings took place in 2010. More recently, in December of 2024, Bernie Bush, elected member for West Bay North, and Christopher Saunders, member of Parliament, elected member for Borden Town West, brought a motion to Parliament seeking to require all work permit holders in the Cayman Islands to obtain a license to fish in the Cayman Islands. Deputy Leader of the Opposition, Kenneth Bryan, said for the record show earlier on the 16th of July that the previous government also intended to move forward with restrictions on foreign workers taking marine life from Cayman waters. He said that when they tried to implement the change, Attorney General Samuel Bulgin advised them not to proceed because of concerns the law would be discriminatory and contrary to the Constitution. Ebanks Wilkes, when she appeared on government radio on the 16th of July, said the government would seek input from the public and key stakeholders before making decisions about how the fishing restrictions and licensing regime would be structured and implemented. And there's a quote, "We are looking at protecting our natural heritage and marine environment, which is essential to our culture, to our identity, and to our economy." So the policy is really about long-term sustainability by ensuring that our marine life remains healthy for future generations of Caymanians. Last year, when there were similar discussions about fishing restrictions for non-Caymanians, John Bothwell, manager of the Legislation Implementation and Coordination Unit at the Department of Environment, said the department and ministry did develop an issues paper for a licensing regime that was submitted to Cabinet for consideration. At the time, he said, Cabinet feedback and direction was taken. Updates were discussed and submitted to the ministry, but the matter did not make it back to Cabinet. It is important to note that significant parts of the ideas contained in the draft proposal relied upon other agencies for effective implementation, Mr. Bothwell said. Anything relating to a licensing regime or system will, of course, first require discussions and consideration by the next government. Department of Environment has previously stated that enforcing a fishing license only for expatriates would be hard and potentially costly proposition. Well, which one is more costly, implementing? These are my questions now. Which one is more costly, implementing it or eventually completely destroying or fishing or environment for fishing and sustainable fishing as well? Those are my questions. The department's Deputy Director, Tim Austin, said at the time, there are solutions, but it comes down to money and enforcement, and it is very difficult to determine who is a Caymanian. Well, what you do is you have all of the persons who are not Caymanians carry identification cards. Those who are on work permits, you have a work permit identification card, or you say to them that they must have some form of identification that presents them as non-Caymanian. That should not be difficult. It says, as a possible solution, Austin suggested that Caymanians should be issued with a free license for fishing. So here we go again. The Caymanian has to have the paperwork to show that they are Caymanian and are allowed to fish because we issue them with a free license. Why is it that we always have to place the burden on Caymanians? Why are we so afraid to put restrictions on non-Caymanians when it has to do with protecting either our heritage, either our culture, and in this particular case, now our biodiversity and marine environment? And the other question is, why didn't we challenge the then chief magistrates, whether or not she did make a decision in relation to that? Why wasn't that challenged at that time? Because at that particular time, the Bill of Rights portion of our Constitution was not in effect yet. With that, we're going to take a commercial break. Folks, please stay tuned for the record. We'll be back shortly.
This summer, choose from 10 international destinations for your vacation with Cayman Airways. Explore New York, discover Denver, roam Los Angeles, play in Tampa, shop in Miami, tour Panama, uncover Havana, hike in La Ceiba, jam in Kingston, or relax Port in Montego Bay. Connecting flights are also available from the sister islands. Cayman Airways offers more international non-stop flights to and from the Cayman Islands than any other airline, and the lowest rates for checked bags. Book today at CaymanAirways.com, download our new mobile app, or call Cayman Airways reservations on 949-2311. Come fly with us and relax with your uniquely Caymanian airline.
Accidents and illnesses can strike without warning. Ouch! When it comes to urgent care, every second counts. At Doctors Hospital, we have a dedicated team of experienced doctors and nursing staff available to you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Don't waste time in an overcrowded emergency room when you need urgent care. Whether it's a broken bone, a severe infection, or a sudden illness, trust in Doctors Hospital's unwavering dedication to providing the best immediate care. For complete urgent care when you need it the most, choose Doctors Hospital, located in Georgetown, 16 Middle Road.
There you go, sir. Thanks for choosing JN Money Transfer.
Boy, thanks to JN Money Transfer, I can stay right here in Cayman and pay mama bills back home in Jamaica. Her water, light, phone and other bills never late. Every month I pay everything in one place.
Make payments to over 30 companies in Jamaica through JN Money Transfer. Fast, affordable, convenient. Call 1-800-744-1163 for details.
Looking for fresh, healthy food that's full of flavor? Then you've got to visit Kirk Market. Our dishes are made with fresh, high-quality ingredients. Enjoy vibrant mixed greens or satisfying pasta salads. Or try one of our delicious grill options like blackened chicken, spicy beef steak, or grilled salmon. Looking for something light and flavorful? We've got sushi rolls and poke bowls prepared daily. And don't forget to explore a hot bar or Billy Fresh salad at the salad bar. Stop by Kirk Market today for breakfast, lunch, or dinner and taste the difference. Eat well, live well with Kirk Market.
For the record, with Orrett Connor.
Good morning and welcome back to For the Record. No guests in the studio. Phone lines are open. So, folks, I found an article. On Miss Carol, the late Carol Winker, 14th of September, 2010. Fishing license charges discontinued. Some laws will offend new constitution. 4 people accused of fishing without a license had that charge against them withdrawn last week. So the charge was withdrawn. Crown Counsel Candia James told the court the legal department would not be proceeding against Stephen Andrew Copeland, 55, Andrea Morgan, 30, Doreen Smith, 49, and Robert Simpson, 40. They were charged with taking marine life without a license and having in their possession fish less than 8 inches in length taken from Cayman waters. I'm going to pause there for a second and offer a little pun here. Some of you may probably find it repugnant, as well. But I just gave you 4 names. I wonder how many of them now possess either permanent residence or Caymanian status. And as a result of that, those with Caymanian status, any legislation now would no longer be applicable for them because they're Caymanians. Just a thought. The alleged offenses occurred on the 10th of March, and 3 defendants first appeared in Summer Court last month. A 2007 amendment to the Marine Conservation Law requires non-Caymanians fishing from shore to have a license. Chief Magistrate Margaret Ramsey Hale expressed concern as to whether a law that is applicable to one section of the population is discriminatory and in potential breach of Cayman's new constitution, which came into effect last year and includes a Bill of Rights that will come into effect in 2012. Well, she asked the Crown Counsel in court that day to take her concern back to the legal department, saying she had no settled view on the matter. So she expressed concern but had no settled view on the matter. So what I said earlier, she couldn't be challenged because she hadn't made a ruling. She had no settled view on it. She didn't make a ruling whatsoever, so it couldn't be challenged. So this lies then on the shoulders of the legal department. Last week, Senior Crown Counsel Tanya Laban said she had reviewed the file and determined what course to take. It's not a matter of law, it's a matter of discretion that the Crown chose to discontinue proceedings, she said. Folks, they used their discretion and they decided not to. Not based on the law, but their discretion. This is pretty long. I'm not going to read any more now. I'm going to save the rest of it for you folks. We're going to take the caller. Caller, good morning. Welcome to For the Record.
Yeah, good morning, my friend. How are you?
Good morning. I am fine. How are you?
Oh, I'm doing okay. But up front,
we're getting a feedback from you. You may want to turn down anything that's playing in the background. I'm hearing sort of a feedback, I think.
Okay, hang on a minute.
Sure. Okay.
Is this better now?
Yes, much better. Go right ahead.
Thank you. Yeah, actually, no offense to you, but listening to what you were saying about the magistrate and the Chief Justice and the Attorney General or whoever, it's nothing less than absolutely, in my opinion, disgusting. One person or two people, because they are in a position, they will call the shots to the Cayman population, especially when it comes to the environment. Caymanians are so environmental sensitive of what's going on here. And you're going to rule about discriminating of other people? Listen, you know what's happening in this country long? We are not standing up. We only open our mouth and let those loudmouth people come here from other countries, rule us and say, is their way is going to happen? I don't think so. There is a lot in the pipeline that is coming out. And some of the people that are in key positions in this island, they are not going to like it. Or say too much is going on. People can come here and do as they see fit. I have said so much, but now it's boiling over. And this is just not loud talk. There's a lot in the pipeline, and I can't wait for it to happen.
Mm-hmm.
We got a government that I respect, a government that has the interests of this island at heart. And a lot of these people that are coming in here, they are not going to like it. Whether you are the judge, the magistrate, or the attorney general, if you are not happy with what we're doing, then where you come from, there's always a plane to take you back where you come out from. This is Cayman country with Caymanians. We are like Israelis fighting the world. We are a small population, but we are determined. Something is going to happen, and it's not going to be pretty. So I am saying this morning, with all of this thing that you said, it's so disgusting that these people, one or two people can make a ruling about the law or the Constitution. That does not do our environment any good. It's high time that we say Cayman is for Caymanians. If you come here and abide by the rules and regulations of our country, you are welcome. You can be citizen Cayman or nothing. If you can't behave or abide your way or the highway, no. I deem you as just a visitor. Even if you got started, you're just a visitor in my country, Bobo, or TP, whoever you want to call yourself. It is so much discrimination going on in this country against Caymanians that is unbelievable. We know it, we feel it, and I'm not stirring up violence, but it's a fact. Some of those people that come out from where the country got independence, now they're flying here. Just go back to where you come from, please, and sort out your country. Every idiot and his brothers, they're trying to condemn England. If England is so bad and so undesirable, why are you still going there? Why don't you stay in your country and make it better? Now you're coming us to our country and telling us how you're going to rule it. I think my time is up. You're going to listen to the news, okay?
Okay, but feel free to call back. We still have 1 hour to go after our 9 o'clock news, and I'll probably say something that is controversial, or something that may, when old people used to say, may touch a nerve as well, and you may want to call back. Folks, top of the hour headline news. Please stay tuned for the record. We'll be back shortly.
This is the People's Radio Station. Radio Cayman in the Cayman Islands. From Radio Cayman's newsroom, this is Headlines. Local, regional, international news.
The Headline News is brought to you by Kirk Market and Health Services Authority.
I'm April Cummings with your latest headlines. Workforce Opportunities and Residency Cayman Work says the form for temporary work permit applications has been updated. Effective August 1st, applicants must only use the most current and approved forms, or risk delays, incomplete submissions, and the possible rejection of applications. You can find the latest versions of all forms online at work.ky. In international headlines, U.S. President Donald Trump says he will sue the Wall Street Journal over what he calls false reporting on the Jeffrey Epstein sex trafficking investigation. Trump rejects calls from House Republicans for a special counsel in the high-profile case. Syrian government forces are preparing to re-enter the southern province of Sweden after a week of violent Druze-Bedouin clashes. China's government is pledging a crackdown on illicit exports of rare earth metals and is urging the U.S. to roll back additional trade restrictions. Chinese officials say national security is at stake as global trade tensions mount. Those are your headlines. I'm April Cummings.
More news available at www.radiocayman.gov.ky. Check out our social media pages: Facebook, YouTube, X, formerly Twitter, Radio Cayman Headline News.
Do you have a healthcare question but not sure who to ask? Contact HSA's Patient Call Center to speak to one of our experienced clinical team members. We are here to answer your questions and help guide you through your healthcare journey. Need to make an appointment? Our team can help. Contact HSA at 949-8600 or email info@hsa.ky. At HSA, we are committed to caring for you.
Looking for fresh, healthy food that's full of flavor? Then you've got to visit Kirk Market. Our dishes are made with fresh, high-quality ingredients. Enjoy vibrant mixed greens or satisfying pasta salads. Or try one of our delicious grill options like blackened chicken, spicy beef steak, or grilled salmon. Looking for something light and flavorful? We've got sushi rolls and poke bowls prepared daily. And don't forget to explore a hot bar or Billy Fresh salad at the salad bar. Stop by Kirk Market today for breakfast, lunch, or dinner and taste the difference. Eat well, live well with Kirk Market.
For the Record with Orrett Connor.
Good morning and welcome back to For the Record. I have a WhatsApp message. I'll share that with you, but I want to finish the article, and we do have a caller as well. So, of course, we give the caller priority. Caller, good morning. Welcome to For the Record. Good morning. Good morning, caller. Welcome to For the Record. You're on WhatsApp.
Yes, sir. Morning.
Morning. How are you?
I'm all right. And you?
Good, thanks.
All right. Well, I hear you talking about some really interesting things, and I have one question, and it could just lead into a conversation.
Mm-hmm.
How you make a constitution? Like, how is a constitution started?
A constitution is usually, well, in our case, let's put it this, I'll speak rather than generally. In our case, the constitution was started, and it was something that was pushed by the UK government, and it was pushed for quite a long time before we actually took it up. They wanted us to, quote unquote, modernize our constitution. So the initiative was by the United Kingdom government in this particular case. So that was there. We were allowed to appoint commissioners to make recommendations. They even drafted, constitution for us as well. And then, of course, in 2008, 2009, the Constitutional Commission, Constitutional Review Secretariat was established, and we entered into negotiations with the United Kingdom on our new constitution. So it depends on the jurisdiction that you're talking about. Under normal circumstances, if we were to use Jamaica as an example, that is something that will be determined by their parliament, and in particular the ruling government as to when any changes to their constitution.
Okay then. So would you think that it would be right that our constitution should be reviewed now that Caymanians are awake, and actually try to see if we can constitutionalize something good for our community and our people? Because the society is okay enough, but the people are not. So it's something wrong with the community. And I just was thinking there was a country that is doing this, but having a constitution on happiness, constitutionalizing happiness.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, when you think about how the people are in a government, are we okay with our government, how it's going? I hear a lot of complaints, so we're not happy.
Mm-hmm.
How we make people happy?
And to your question, yes, we have a constitutional commission that can make recommendations to the government in terms of any changes to our constitution that can take place. Or a constitution is deemed to be a living document, which means that it's allowed to grow. It can change. You can allow it to progress as well. So there are provisions there. Unfortunately, in my view, the changes that we have made to our constitution have not been as impactful as we would want them to be. For instance, amending our constitution so that our legislative assembly will now be named a parliament, and our members, they would no longer be called members of the legislative assembly, but members of parliament. Those are cosmetic changes that feed only to the ego of people. To me, that is not impactful or significant constitutional change, but we have the ability to do so.
Yeah, that's important too, because I always talking with people as much as I can. Personally, I like personal conversations. Get more real when you're doing that. But when we hear people keep calling our parliamentarians members of legislative assembly, to me I'm like, how far back are you? How far gone? Like, I'm not offending no one, but are you understanding that they're not that legislative assembly anymore? It's a parliament. Where is the power in parliament for us? Because as Caymanians, I think that as we have the right to vote, we should have the right to say as well. And we're doing that. But what is being done, enforcement on this island, is like Is there an enforcement? There's laws, but are there enforcements? I like what's going on with the new laws or the new things, the new changes with the environment, because one thing for sure is that me provoking the peace is against the law, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so if they provoke my peace, seeing what they're doing, but I provoke their peace, doing what they're doing, who's right? So it gives more power to the Caymanian people that we can actually know what we need and give what we want. Because I personally would advocate that they would release these turtles so that we can all get back our traditional feet instead of going back in time and just looking back in time. That's it. Why looking back? Why we don't just do what we do best? You know, they have people that willing to go out and see, get lost for days, right? Right, sir?
Mm-hmm.
And they're not afraid of it because they know how to get back home, right? You know, just to get lost, and sometimes it's just a getaway. We on this little island, what it is that we got trees to climb up on and sit down up there where no one can trouble us up there. Come on now. I think that where these people are pushing us off from the beaches, for example, developing homes, these little housing schemes and stuff like this, right? I call it housing schemes for the rich, but they all block the beach accesses. First off, they love the beach, but they don't love the people that be on the beach. Then they start calling us names. When we advocated for all that to be abolished, what they're doing, they're still just pushing us out. They're not calling us no names, but they're pushing us out.
Okay, caller, thank you. Thank you very much for that. We have another caller. Let's grab the caller. Caller, good morning. Welcome to For the Record.
Morning, Jose.
Hey, morning. How are things?
Good, man. You know, I listen to that young man. I always like to listen to him.
Oh, yes.
Now, Jose, when we talk about stopping people from fishing in on the bay and water thing, all you can hear with is human rights come in. You know? Now, Jose, I don't know if you can remember, but when anything is affecting me, my freedom and my people's freedom, right? Now, you as a lawyer is to guide you in the best direction, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, we have an attorney general that should have been gone so long ago. It's pitiful because rent is something to protect the Caymanian. The first thing he jumped in the thing, human rights. This England, this, that. But tell me something now. When he would advise our people of the LA, when they wanted to do a urine test, why he didn't say that was against the human right, which it is. The only person that's supposed to ask fluid from you is a physician. Now look at that same thing happen in the United States, and you can check this out, my brother. 1 year after that law was passed in the United States to take urine tests and get people to go to court and get fired and all that, within 1 year, they had over 2 million lawsuits against human rights and discrimination. And the Attorney General in America, you know what he said? We have to wipe this off the books immediately. But you see what happened? The poor little humble Caymanian ganja smoker, he run from the police and he take urine test and he just make it slide by and go do healing 3 months and come out. Because I done 3 months in prison for refusing to piss. And you know something, Jose? That law is still on the books, you know. It's still on the books, very, very active. Now, you going to tell me that Attorney General that we had didn't need to be there? He needs to go. He should have been gone so long now. He has wore out his time. He has no good intention for the Caymanians. He's like 7-Up. He never had no caffeine. That man needs to go. We need young Caymanians that can say, look, you're willing to bring it up. And they got to think who is affecting, you know. And those laws, OC, those laws affected, I'm going to tell you who they affected. The poor Caymanians from North Side, East End, Borden Town, Georgetown, West Bay. They were designed to cripple the lower class people in Cayman Islands. And let me tell you something. It's done a wonderful job. Let me tell you the agenda. But tell me something, OC. Can you imagine your father smoking a spliff Saturday night and somebody don't like him and they got in a little quarrel call Sunday morning, boy, your father smoking weed, and I tell the police. And the police go, I want search, find nothing. Well, I get the information. It happened to me. We want urine test. And your father's gone to prison away from you and your family for 2 months. Something that happened in 2 months is there,
So they did it without any probable cause other than the fact that somebody told them that you were smoking it the night before.
Yeah, but that's all they needed.
Really?
That's straight. That's all they need.
Okay.
And if they walk across a crowd or drive across, and these 10, 15 people there, they can just drive back and say, everybody, I want you in just from everybody. Right? I mean, brother, I don't know if you read immigration, but trust me, I've been Matilda Corner and read now West Point down the land, right? Time run 3 up in Southern Bush, down Bell, down Rocket, up East End. I've been on the police raid, and if they don't find nothing, they want urine test. Can you imagine a magistrate saying that anybody get catch with ganja under the time on 3 down now West Point, they go in prison? So that means if they get catch now outside, you stand a chance.
Or it means that they had the magistrate had already made up the mind even before they heard the evidence.
Yeah, see, you remember when they called it time run 3 when them old people used to butcher?
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Now, can you imagine a magistrate recommending that 3 big bulldozer, and they done it?
They did it, yes.
No, it's not discrimination against the people.
One of our famous landmarks, they destroyed it. But, Mr. Elvis, we got to go to our commercial break. Sorry to interrupt you there, but I'm getting the nod that we have to break for a commercial. But we'll be here until 10 o'clock if you want to call back as well. Folks, please stay tuned for the record. We'll be back shortly.
My mom's a superhero. She always knows what to do when I feel icky. Yesterday, we went to West Bay Pharmacy, and they had everything she needed. Medicine, my favorite Band-Aids with dinosaurs, and even flavored vitamins. Mom says they keep our family healthy. I think they're magic. Don't tell anyone. I think superhero shop at West Bay Pharmacy. West Bay Pharmacy, where the superheroes shop. West Bay Pharmacy and Centennial Towers. Convenient quality care is just around the corner.
Can you imagine your home completely organized? At Brand Source Custom Closets, we can. We specialize in designing and building custom closets and storage units for any room in your home, including the garage. With tailored designs and custom LED lighting solutions to fit your lifestyle and budget. Our custom closets expert is committed to enhancing the value of your home with a solution that is uniquely yours. Visit our showroom or call 623-6774 to schedule a no-obligation appointment with our design expert. Brand Source Custom Closets, 209 Dorsey Drive, Industrial Park.
At Kirk's Home Center, we can make your life much better. We got it all together. We got a great deal in store for you. From cookware to stereos, from power tools to plumbing supplies. Yeah, we got the best goods with the best price and a service to make you smile. At Kirk's Home Center, we got
This summer, choose from 10 international destinations for your vacation with Cayman Airways. Explore New York, discover Denver, roam Los Angeles, play in Tampa, shop in Miami, tour Panama, uncover Havana, hike in La Ceiba, jam in Kingston, or relax in Montego Bay. Connecting flights are also available from the sister islands. Cayman Airways offers more international non-stop flights to and from the Cayman Islands than any other airline, and the lowest rates for checked bags. Book today at CaymanAirways.com, download our new mobile app, or call Cayman Airways reservations on 949-2311. Come fly with us and relax with your uniquely Caymanian airline.
For the Record with Orrett Connor.
Good morning and welcome back to For the Record. One of our listeners has written and said it's going to be very difficult to enforce these new conservation changes. I can tell you that one of the problems at the DOE is the lack of funding. It is seriously underfunded and therefore understaffed. Do you know that these officers are not allowed to have the same defensive weapons such as the police, and they are dispersed singly, not the buddy system as with police and other law enforcement. The truth is, they are not given the same level of respect and stature as police when in fact they face dangerous situations, especially at nights when they have to confront the offenders. For example, the poachers that are after the turtles, etc. Mostly, these are drugged up members of our Caymanian society. Yes, Caymanians. The cases are difficult to bring to successful conclusions, and I wonder if there can be a system of writing up tickets and the perpetrators going to the court's office to pay the fines, similar to a traffic fine, would be simpler and also raise funds for the department, which could help pay for the additional enforcement officers that are sorely needed. That is true, but we see DOE being extremely effective and successful on our waters when enforcing other marine legislation as well. We see that happening. But I would say this, and I want to finish reading the article. Maybe I'll say it then. I won't say it now. Let's look at other comments that we may have received. This person wrote and said they agree with the caller before the news. Some of these people are coming here and getting a work permit and not abiding by Cayman Islands laws. They are putting in these laws and nothing is being done about them. Well, and some people wonder whether or not we are really doing a complete or proper means testing for persons on work permit. We know, for instance, that on the work permit application, the salary has to be stated, and we know that come 1st of January 2026, that the minimum wage will increase to $8.75 per hour. But do we really do a proper means test to determine when a work permit is being issued? And when we look at the cost of living in the Cayman Islands, whether or not that person is going to be, never mind being able to remit money home to their relatives, whether or not the person will have the ability to survive in the Cayman Islands, to live in the Cayman Islands reasonably while on a work permit based on the salary. Because the whole issue that we have with non-Caymanians fishing and the complaints that are being received are from work permit holders who have to find some alternative means of providing food for themselves and thus surviving. Because if you go into any supermarket in the Cayman Islands, if they say, well, we're looking to have more protein in our diet, it's all there in the supermarkets. So why do they have to go out and fish? Because they can't afford to feed themselves. So then the question is, should they be here? Shouldn't their employers then have to answer and to provide documentary evidence that those individuals who are being granted a work permit can at least survive in the Cayman Islands without having to rape our marine environment? We have a WhatsApp caller. Let's go to the caller. Caller, good morning. Welcome to For the Record.
Hello, good morning, Mr. O.C.
Hey, good morning, Rambo. How are you doing?
Yeah, good weather, man. Good weather. Yeah, Mr. O.C., in about 3 minutes, my style, my flow. And this is my philosophy this morning.
Yeah, go ahead, Rambo.
Social media.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you see, be personalized in social media. People have tendency for social media of the most likes and admiration and stuff. That's my thing.
Mm-hmm.
You understand? I go on it. Let's be frankly with it and brief with it. You see, Ronald Reagan days, right? That era, that trickled down to Cayman. Those politicians at that time, with a urine specimen, right? It was making inroads, so it had affected conservatives and liberals across the board, in the UK, for the hemisphere. And the whole empirical truth, Mr. O.C., when it comes to Cayman judicial system, there's a moral turpitude, right? You got to get the void or denounced from it, especially if you have a urine positive of marijuana consumption or whatever, and misdemeanor and a crime, get right off. Okay?
Mm.
And when it comes to this new government, right, with the fishery, first of all, we need Cayman Islands, right? And whatever, even the herb topic, that's simple, no, so see, we should, hey, Mr. Roy Tatum, when campaigning on your radio, he don't want to hear with it now. You should partner with it. You know MLA obviously we should partner with it.
Mm.
So anything Mr. OC, you indict you want to have it. You understand the fundamental of it, and that's your effort there. No, so it's like you indict your habit, but with fishing law, people of certain colors or whatever, they rape in the seabeds. I heard that from 15 years ago, right? From 2000, I heard that in the making.
Mm-hmm.
So they come with they start through facts, they showcase, whatever. And I not discriminate about it. Okay, but no, I'm a straight shooter. You see, feel me? So it's also like in this era now, when it comes to Constitution, you had to draft it or reconstitute. Because whilst Cayman be sleeping, people planning and plotting. That's a team. So in Cayman, Mr. OC, like I said, Cayman now, we need to come to cultivate era a long-term solution. Not a mid-term or shortcuts to please the border and please certain people.
Mm-hmm.
You feel me?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Because you don't like them. I put one thing on Facebook yesterday. I read it late, but I put an article. I typed my thing on it about the C4 or something, C24 or something. UN, United Nations, right? Recommended 17 overseas territory. They recommend it and whatever for independence. Obviously, we're not ready for that. But at the time being, if 50 years from now, 2 generation gap, we can have inquest and conversation about it. Because I went to England in 1984. I got found up there too now. Beautiful place. You know, we over there that Union Jack, a flag overhead.
Mm-hmm.
But we need inquest. You understand? Look how many prime ministers shift up from David Cameron henceforth now. So we need to spell coffee with OC. You know what that's been put today? Respect, man.
Thank you very much, Rambo. You have a good day, great weekend, and please stay safe as well. With that, we're going to take a commercial break. Folks, please stay tuned for the record. We'll be back shortly.
This summer, choose from 10 international destinations for your vacation with Cayman Airways. Explore New York, discover Denver, roam Los Angeles, play in Tampa, shop in Miami, tour Panama, uncover Havana, hike in La Ceiba, jam in Kingston, or relax in Montego Bay. Connecting flights are also available from the sister islands. Cayman Airways offers more international non-stop flights to and from the Cayman Islands than any other airline, and the lowest rates for checked bags. Book today at CaymanAirways.com, download our new mobile app, or call Cayman Airways reservations on 949-2311. Come fly with us and relax with your uniquely Caymanian airline.
Did you know that Doctors Hospital provides urgent care services 24 hours a day, 7 days a week? And Doctors Hospital's urgent care physicians have access to the most advanced MRI and CT imaging in the Caribbean, providing reliable diagnostics when you need it most. When you need quality urgent care for an illness or injury, Doctors Hospital is here for you 24/7. Whether it's a migraine, chest or abdominal pain, shortness of breath, broken bones, or another urgent need, Doctors Hospital at the top of Walker's Road. Urgent care right now.
Looking for fresh, healthy food that's full of flavor? Then you've got to visit Kirk Market. Our dishes are made with fresh, high-quality ingredients. Enjoy vibrant mixed greens or satisfying pasta salads. Or try one of our delicious grill options like blackened chicken, spicy beef steak, or grilled salmon. Looking for something light and flavorful? We've got sushi rolls and poke bowls prepared daily. And don't forget to explore a hot bar or Billy Fresh salad at the salad bar. Stop by Kirk Market today for breakfast, lunch, or dinner and taste the difference. Eat well, live well with Kirk Market.
It's all about Immerse Summer Camp 2025. Calling all adventurers ages 10 to 14. Join us for a week of hands-on fun, field trips, and expert-led sessions inspired by the museum's exhibits. Choose week 1, July 21 to 25, or week 2, July 28 to August 1, with camp running daily from 8:30 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. Just $200 a week with limited spots available. Explore, discover, and create this summer. Visit museum.ky/immerse for more information.
Record with Orrett Connor.
Good morning. Welcome back to For the Record. Half an hour left to go in the show, so I'm going to complete this article now that I shared with you, and I may have to go back and start from the beginning, like Mr. Thomas used to say about his movie theater. We're going to start the show from the beginning. So the fishing license charges discontinued. 10th. This is an article written by the late Carl Winker, 14th of September 2010. 4 persons accused of fishing without a license had their charges against them withdrawn last week. Crown Counsel Candia James told the court the legal department would not be proceeding against Stephen Andrew Copeland, 55, Andrea Morgan, 30, Doreen Smith, 49, and Robert Simpson, 40. They were charged with taking marine life without a license and having in their possession fish less than 8 inches in length taken from Cayman waters. The alleged offenses occurred on the 10th of March, and 3 defendants first appeared in summary court last month. A 2007 amendment to the Marine Conservation Law requires non-Caymanians fishing from shore to have a license. Chief Magistrate Margaret Ramsey Hale expressed concern as to whether a law that is applicable to one section of the population is discriminatory and in potential breach of breach of Cayman's new constitution, which came into effect last year and includes a Bill of Rights that will come into effect in 2012. So talking in 2010, but the Bill of Rights doesn't come into effect until 2012. She asked the Crown Counsel in court, and this is important so that no one blames the then Chief Magistrate for anything. She asked the Crown Counsel in court that day to take her concerns back to the legal department, saying she had no settled view on the matter. In local parlance, we could translate settled view to she hadn't made up her mind yet. She hadn't come to a decision. Okay, that's what settled view basically means, my understanding of it. Last week, Senior Crown Counsel Tanya Laban said she had reviewed the file and determined what course to take. So this was a decision that was made by the Senior Crown Counsel. And I quote now what she said. It's not a matter of law. So she didn't rely on the law. It's a matter of discretion. So she used her discretion that the Crown chose to discontinue proceedings. That is what Ms. Tanya Laban said in 2010. Ms. Laban noted there are rights that do exist but are not yet in force. So they're not in force. You cannot enforce them. One is INFORCE, and my word now is ENFORCE. That will happen in 2012, she indicated, referring to the Bill of Rights. A lot of laws will have to be revised because they will be offending the new Constitution, she commented. With the license charge withdrawn, defendants Simpson and Smith pleaded guilty to having in their possession fish less than 8 inches in length. Each was fined $50. Both charges against Mr. Copeland were dismissed, and Ms. Morgan's file was marked proceedings stayed, left the jurisdiction. Maybe we need to run a check and see if she's back. The magistrate thanked Ms. James for withdrawing the licensing charges. She told the defendants that the marine laws are for the protection and preservation of marine life for the benefit of future generations. The court takes those laws seriously, and if they reoffend, they would be facing much stiffer penalties, she warned. The section under which the defendants were charged says, whoever resides in the islands and who does not possess a Caymanian status or who has a permit to work in the islands and who, while he is on shore or while he's on any part of Cayman waters in which he can stand with or without assistance, takes or attempts to take by any means any marine life is guilty of an offense unless licensed by the Marine Conservation Board. The license fee set out in the law is $400 annually or $150 monthly. And that is where the article ends. That is where. So the Crown decided not as a matter of law, but using their discretion. Now, not a lawyer. I don't know if Dr. McFeel is listening or Billy Samamba is listening. But if the charges had been moved forward and they were found guilty in 2010. And our Bill of Rights doesn't come into effect until 2012. 2 years later, they were convicted under an old law. Does the Bill of Rights in 2012 affect the conviction that took place before that Bill of Rights? That means that it would have retrospective effect. Would it, in this particular case, have retrospective effect to those convictions had they proceeded with them? Now, here's what I'm going to say. The Compass article points out that based on this case that I shared with you, that it may be difficult to get around some of the constitutional hurdles if the professionals that we have in our legal department here in the Cayman Islands are unable to negotiate those quote-unquote obstacles or speed bumps in the law, then if they're just government employees and non-Caymanians, maybe we should start to roll them over a little bit earlier than they decide to roll over those non-Caymanians in the civil service, because there has to be a legal way around this. Or maybe government needs to go outside the legal department and go to the private sector, like some have done, and get them to draft legislation in this regard. Because, as I shared with you a few days ago, we also have Section 18 of the Bill of Rights that speaks to protection of our environment and our biodiversity as well. So and again, I'm no legal expert, no lawyer, never spent a day in law school. As a matter of fact, when I cross the law school, I try to go on the other side of the road rather than close to it. That's how far away I want to be away from the law. Just joking, folks. But we have to balance, and those two provisions in our Constitution, and see which one prevails at the end of the day. And this time we should get good legal constitutional advice on it, so that when the law is put into effect, it can withstand any legal challenges that may be brought forward. It can withstand any legal scrutiny and challenges that may emerge from it, because the people of the Cayman Islands want to see this happening. People are sick and tired on a Sunday morning, those who are out then, in the High Rock area, the Lovers Wall area, where non-Caymanians are there fishing on the rocks with no regard whatsoever to the size fish that they catch. As a matter of fact, in some of the cultures that we have here in the Cayman Islands, it is, for them, it is more attractive. The smaller fish is more attractive than the larger ones. That in itself creates a problem, because they want the small fish. We want to preserve them. They want them to eat. How can we live in such a society where such cultures clash with each other? We have to legislate for that. Otherwise, folks, we are doomed. With that, we're going to take our last commercial break. Please stay tuned for the record. We'll be back shortly.
Your dream home starts with a vision, and often inspiration is at the heart of that vision. Brand Source Home Gallery's in-house designers are here to help bring your vision to life. Whether you're remodeling or building a new home, Brand Source Home Gallery is your one-stop solution. Explore their kitchen cabinets, sinks, faucets, bath fixtures, tubs, vanities, and more. Let Brand Source's designers help and inspire you with your next project. Call 623-5000 and schedule an appointment with a design expert at Brand Source Home Gallery, Dorsey Drive, Industrial Park, serving Cayman for 50 years.
My mom's a superhero. She always knows what to do when I feel icky. Yesterday, we went to West Bay Pharmacy, and they had everything she needed. Medicine, my favorite band-aids with dinosaurs, and even flavored vitamins. Mom says they keep our family healthy. I think they're magic. But don't tell anyone. I think superhero shop at West Bay Pharmacy. West Bay Pharmacy, where the superheroes shop. West Bay Pharmacy and Centennial Towers. Convenient quality care is just around the corner.
We were set to battle, and your Aunt Angie was leading the pack when...
Aunt Angie, what does this have to do with car damage?
Oh, right. Well, long story long. I took down the assassins and wound up inventing a new form of mixed martial arts. I became an international champion until one sore loser karate kicked my car. But I was covered with CG.
Covered for malicious damage and more. CG Brit K. Good like that. All benefits are subject to policy provisions, including eligibility at the time of service.
For the record, with Orrett Connor.
Good morning. Welcome back to For the Record. We're on the last leg of the show this morning. We have a caller. I'm going to just read what one of our listeners has written. Good morning. On the subject of work permit holders, has work addressed the issue of individuals paying for their own work permits and pension versus the employer? If this matter is acknowledged, what penalties are there for the permit holder and the persons assisting this process? Well, first of all, evidence has to be produced that is the case. And in most instances, what we find is that the person who ends up paying for their work permit and paying their own pensions, you only hear about it when they and their employer have a tiff, when there's dissension or division between the two, and then they go in and they complain and say, oh, by the way, they also made me pay for my work permit. If everything is going smoothly, nothing is said, about it as well. So those persons have to be prepared to come forward immediately. Yes, I know they have to balance that against, well, if I go forward, I have no work permit, which means I have no ability to earn a living. Well, then don't complain afterwards if you fail to reveal it earlier. So we have 4 callers and 13 minutes. We're going to ask each caller to be brief. First caller, good morning. And this is from the landline, I believe. Good morning. Welcome to For the Record.
Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning. How are you?
Oh, I am good. How are you?
I am so-so.
Okay. Already. I know we got just a few minutes. Mr. Kwan, I was just listening to that thing you were reading out. And... regarding the questions that the court had raised. Mm-hmm. I just wanted to ask you, because I know you follow the Bermuda stuff a lot. Does Bermuda have anything like this in effect? And if they do, were they challenged on human rights? Because I noticed that everything, as one of your previous callers said, everything that will protect the Caymanian or benefit the Caymanian, all you can hear, they're against the human rights. Human rights will come down on you. When everywhere else in the world has already done it. And we don't hear about it fighting them down.
Mm-hmm.
So I was just wondering if you were aware, what does Bermuda have anything like this in effect? or not?
Not aware of it, but I will certainly research it and let you know what I'm able to determine.
Okay, because I'm sure that you know everything that Bermuda is now expanding on to protect their people. They keep making reference to the Cayman Islands and the mistake that we made that now puts us in the minority in our own island. So, in other words, we don't get exposed for positive things, only the negative things.
Okay.
I don't know if I said that right or not, but anyway, not meaning negative that we're doing bad things, but that it doesn't favor the Caymanians. Anyway, if you ever get an answer to that,
I will.
You know, you can let me know or say it on there one day. I'm listening.
I certainly will. Thank you very much, caller. We'll grab the next caller. Caller, good morning. Welcome to For the Record.
Good morning from Mr. For the Record.
Good morning, Doc. How are you?
Pretty good. I'm listening to you. And I thought Mr. Bill Samamba would have called in, but I don't know if he's listening.
Okay.
But yes, the Chief Justice, who was then Chief Magistrate, was correct. The act which would have commenced the offense was not in place. It did not come in place until 2 years after.
Right.
The alleged facts which would have constituted the offense was supposed to have happened in 2010, and the law which would have made the facts of the offense liable for a conviction and prosecution did not come into force until 2012. So there was no offense of fishing without a license until after the act came into force. That was when the people were liable for committing the offense if they had done what they did in 2010.
Okay.
So you cannot have legislation that is retroactive because you cannot penalize some people in the future for what was not an offense in the past.
Okay, so in this case, the legislation would come into effect after the offense had occurred and after the conviction had taken place. So it could that conviction couldn't be nullified then by any future legislation?
No.
Right. Okay.
No. And the problem that we have is that we do not have any mechanism. Although we have media, we have so much. We have all kinds of media here. There are no persons or no person who is explaining the laws, the different laws to the general public, so that they will know what they can do and what they cannot do. And then when people do something that they do not know is a law, the law then says that ignorance of not knowing that is not an offense, not a defense, not a defense. So we are, in other words, we are not a transparent society like we should be with the people. People should. This is a small society. This is not England, where you have millions of people. This is a small society where law comes into effect. There should be debated the law on the radio and the TV, and there should be. They should come on your show and they should say this is how the law is and this is how it works, so that people know how it works. And another thing, I think the deputy minister of deputy premier, not the deputy premier, the deputy leader of the opposition was on the radio on Wednesday, and the deputy speaker.
Yep.
And they were talking about jobs and Caymanian employment. Now, what the new minister of border control and immigration is doing, he has every constitutional right to do so, because Section 16 of the Constitution sets out what is discriminatory and what is not, and Section 16 exempts the control, the entry, of people who are not Caymanians, what they can do, where they can live, how they can communicate, what they can do in the Cayman Islands if they're not Caymanians. That is a constitutional right that we have that protects us. The section also goes on to say that we have the right to say to demand or to pass a law to say if you're working with the government entities, all the government companies and all of those things like public works, airport authority, all police, immigration, things like the customs and prison and police and all that stuff, that we have the right to say that they have to be Caymanians. They have to be Caymanians. We can exempt certain people, but that is not a discriminatory. That would be not a discriminatory law because the Constitution gives us the right to do so.
Yep.
And I am surprised that you're a minister, and then you are a deputy speaker of the House, but you don't understand those things. So you should know those out of heart.
I think I'm not sure whether or not the sorry, the deputy leader of the opposition may have mentioned something to that effect. I believe. I'm not certain. Yeah, but Doc, thank you very much. We want to grab the other one. I'll be in touch with you by phone. Something that we have to talk about as well. Getting you back on as well. What do we have? A WhatsApp caller next? Let's go to the WhatsApp caller. Caller, good morning. Welcome to For the Record.
Good morning, OC. How you doing?
Good morning. I'm fine. How are you?
I'm good, my friend. I tell you, you need to keep the doc on there. I don't know why, but you need to keep him on there.
Yes, he'll be.
Quick thing about the fishing license and everything else. What they're proposing, OC, ain't gonna cure the problem with this problem that we have in the Cayman Islands here with foreigners coming here and fishing on our shores. What the law needs to do is put in place some strict payments if they want to buy a license to fish on our shores, because once they get a permit to fish on our shores, that's not going to solve the problem. Government have to put strict payments. If you charge them $25 a month, they're going to think twice about buying a license. If you charge them $25 a year, they're going to go out there and do the same thing as what they're doing now. That's not going to solve our problem. We need to put stricter restrictions on these people that they'll feel the crunch and they want to back away from it. Another thing I want to say quick, Lois, these motorized bicycles that they have in these islands, Cayman is getting overcrowded with them. And anything that has a motor supposed to be licensed under the Department of License and Vehicles Department. And people are using these things as a way of transportation to get away from paying these costs to government, and it's being overlooked, and it's becoming an issue and a problem. These things are fast. These things are causing problems, and Cayman is getting overcrowded with them, and nobody seems to be doing anything about it. Once you put a motor in a bicycle, it automatically becomes an motorized vehicle, and we need something done. I don't know how we'll get it done, but somebody needs to seriously crunch down and try to get these things fixed and get it fixed quick.
Thank you very much, caller, for that. And just to add to that is that the DVDL and the Royal Cayman Islands Police Service only either this week or last week issued a bulletin in relation to these vehicles. Anything over 15 miles an hour requires a license, and they also have to be insured, and the operators have to be licensed as well. We're going to take our last caller. Caller, good morning. Welcome to For the Record.
Interestingly enough, it is the deputy leader of opposition. So I'm very happy to be on the phone waiting while I heard good Dr. Steve Macfield speak. I think that there may be a misunderstanding as to what I said, because I was actually saying exactly what he did say, that we do have the right under the Constitution to be discriminatory when it comes to immigration matters. And that was the reasoning why we were confused in respect to the advice we got from the Attorney General's chambers as to why we couldn't just simply say non-Caymanians cannot fish in on the shorelines, and Caymanians can. So I'm in agreement with him. Maybe lost in translation as to how I said it. But he's right, and I would never disagree with him. I actually learned a lot from him. Lastly, in respect to that last point where they were talking about the fact that people are paying for their own work permit, and you were right to say that it's a very hard infraction to find evidence of, and it's only when you have these arguments between a employer and an employee before somebody says it, because it takes both parties to be involved in the crime. And I think one of the biggest things we need to do is, because it's a difficult one to prove, make the infraction penalty to the highest amount, because it's a significant infraction when you have two persons colluding together to avoid the principles of the act, to undermine immigration processes and labor processes. So when there's changes coming to the House, I propose to make an amendment to increase the penalty. So if the minister and the team is listening, I would encourage them to go ahead and do that from the get-go, because I don't think the penalties right now is enough of a deterrent, because it's hard to catch them in the first place. So if you catch one every 3 years, you got to make sure you set an example out of those persons in every capacity. So unlike any other infraction that you can commonly catch on a regular basis, make sure that this one, whenever you catch them, you penalize them strong enough. So I'll leave you there. Thank you so much. Amazing show today.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Mr. Bryan, for that as well. I want to thank all those persons who participated. Let me just check the WhatsApp messages to see if there are any more. Okay, this person has said that. Okay, Mr. Billy, I want to thank him very much. He said that he's listening, and he will send me some material in relation to what I was talking about as well, and I want to thank him for that. Look forward to it. I will be certainly guest hosting talk today this afternoon. I'm not sure what the schedule is like as far as person appearing on the show. But I want to thank all of you who participated in the discussion this morning. I welcome you to join me at 12:15 as I guest host talk today. And as usual, we ask the good Lord to continue to bless these three beautiful, wonderful Cayman Islands.
For the Record, proudly brought to you by
Brand Source Home Gallery, inspiring luxury. Doctor's Hospital, peace of mind is important when life happens. Doctor's Hospital, always there for you. Call 949-6066. And Cayman Airways, call them on 949-2311 to book your nonstop flights to Los Angeles and Panama. And Kirk Market, experience a world of choice.